Hello, hi everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today. Still, people are joining in. So, just give me a minute. I'll just quickly set up. Okay, great. Hello, everyone. Good evening, and a warm welcome to the Integration for AI and GenAI Hackathon 2025 AMS session. So we're thrilled to have guys here today. So thank you for joining in from different parts of the world. And it's going to be a very interesting session wherein you get the opportunity to ask questions today. We have already conducted a couple of workshops. We have already done the introductory session, and this is your time to actually put questions to our table, and then we would be more than happy to answer those. So this session will keep it very short and to the point. So it's your turn to ask any questions. We will also be joined by, you know, people from in Informatica who will guide us through and walk us through and will help us answer to those questions that you may put across in the comments. So the comment box is open for everyone. If you're watching us, go ahead and put across your questions, anything related to Informatica cloud services, anything related to the hackathon. We will be more than happy to answer those questions. But before we move and deep dive into the question AMA piece of it, I like to take this opportunity and walk you guys through the platform itself. So yeah, so like I said, this is the AMS session that's gonna be here today, and what we're gonna discuss is your queries and uncover strategies to build a standout AI GenAI powered solution that we are all working together. So now, by this time, I truly believe that all of you know what this hackathon is aiming towards and what is to be done. So I'll skip this part real quick so that we can get to the motive. And here's the timeline for you. So we've already are under, we are already under the registration and the ID submission phase, and which is due or on 6th and 9th Feb respectively. So registration closes on 6th of Feb, right, the upcoming week, and the ID submissions will also close on 9th of Feb. So make sure if you're registered for the hackathon, and if you're someone who's still looking for team members or anybody, you do it real quick and submit your ideas right there. So we're looking forward for great innovative solutions coming to our plate, and we should be more, we should be the ones who look into it and get back to you guys with the shortlisting processes. And that's when the idea submission shortlisting teams will be announced, and those teams and certain teams will move forward into the prototyping stage of it. So today we stand at the AMA session itself. This would be the last connect before we end with the idea submissions. So make sure you utilize this time efficiently. You put across any questions that you may have, and we should be more than happy to answer those to you. So yeah, like I said, this is the timeline. If you are able to see the screen, and there will be certain phases of the hackathon. The idea submission phase is currently going on. There will be another prototyping phase wherein you have to build on top of your ideas. Get those ideas into reality. If you're building something very unique, we would be more than happy to actually evaluate those. And you can also find this timeline on your hackathon page itself and or your participation dashboard. I will also take this opportunity to walk you guys through the submission processes. So I'll just take another few minutes and then switch to that. So what are we, actually fighting for? So we are looking at a prize pool of 14,000 US dollars right here. There are different category of awards. So as you can see on my screen as well, there are prizes for the winners, first runner up, second runner up. There are separate prizes for the integration partner awards, right? So those are different altogether. So before I call up the speakers and the leaders from Informatica here onto this call, I'll just switch onto my screen to the dashboard. Okay, that's the hackathon page itself, right? So if you are already registered for it, well and good. If not, then you can find this page on hacktoskill.com with the name Integration for AI and GenAI Hackathon 2025. It is presented by Informatica. So you can scroll through this whole page and you can find details about the hackathon, what is the vision behind, who are the right participants. If you are someone who's really enthusiastic about data and AI ML in core, you are the one who can actually apply and get things out rolling. There are there's the theme on which we are looking solutions for, right? You can also go through that. That's right there on the page itself. You can see a list of mentors who will be walking us, who will guide us through the prototyping stage, as well as will help us evaluate your idea submissions. So you can check out those profiles as well. The workshops are already done. You can access those once you're registered under your participation dashboard. So I'll walk you through on every piece of it. Like I said, there's a prize pool as well, so you can check that out. And there's a brief timeline. So once you register for this hackathon, right? So this button will say Team Dashboard. And if you click on this and switch to the dashboard, this is what you'll be able to see. So once you register for it, right, and that's what it looks like, the participation dashboard. So here's where this is your center stage from where you operate throughout the hackathon itself. So there's a data engineering foundation certification, which is also highly recommended for you to actually move forward and learn more about Informatica services. So you can actually check those out as well. You can just sign up and then click on the registration certification link and hop onto the on-demand certification process as well. This is a similar timeline. I'll not emphasize on that, but team management. Here's a dashboard for you to actually find a team, look for a team or create a team as a leader, invite your friends, folks, colleagues, right, and form a team for this hackathon and move ahead and get a brilliant idea onboarded, right? So we'll talk about the submissions and the resources. So before I head towards the submissions, I'll just walk you through the resource piece of it. There are numerous, product as well as product documentations and workshop resources that are already listed here. So what you can do is you register for it, and then you can have a look at these resources for the workshop, and also can go through the product documentations right here. Also have hosted a Discord community link, wherein we will be more than happy to assist you with any queries that you may have. So you can check out that and land into that as well. And you can catch on the highlights from the introductory session, the workshops right here. All of them are listed under the resource section itself. Also, you'll find a template for the idea submission, so you can simply click here to download. You'll get download on your local system and you can edit it. It is as simple as that. So if that is clear enough, I'll quickly take you through the submission process. So if you click on submissions, it is ongoing. Idea submissions in 9 days, it will close down. So the same template is also hosted here. So you can click here to download. That's the template for you, right? So these are the certain amount of fields which you need to fill in terms of submitting the right idea to us, right? So select a challenge. The challenge remains the same. So you just have to select data and app integration for GenAI. Put across your thoughts about your idea. Give us your understanding about the idea. Explain your solutions. What are the exact problem that you're trying to solve? Technology stack. And this is a very generic question. Is this your first hackathon? Just to get a gist out of it, and impact of your solution, and then you can upload your presentation right here. So make sure you upload it in a PDF format, like it is mentioned right here. So you do it correct and hit on submit button once done. Make sure you do not miss out on hitting the submit button, because if you upload it here, it'll say saved, but you have to submit the overall response. So click on the submit button in order to make a right submission. You can edit and make changes and submit again before the deadline. You can do it multiple times, but once the deadline closes, once the submissions are closed, you cannot do it any further. All right, that's the submission piece of it. That's about the dashboard and the hackathon page itself. I'll quickly switch back. All right, so today we have with us Sudhir and Preetam. Sudhir is Principal Technical Marketing Manager at Informatica, and Preetam is the Director at Product Marketing at Informatica itself. So they have joined us today here. Hi, thank you so much for hopping onto this call.
Hey, thanks, Shakti, for having us.
Hey, great. Thank you so much, Sudhir. Thanks, Preetam. So, okay. So now, before Preetam, Sudhir, if you want to add up something about the hackathon and about journey, and set up the right tone for everybody. Meanwhile, it's a request for all of you who have joined us today on this call. So, if you have any questions, feel free to ask it right now. This is the last opportunity before we hit towards the ID submission due date. So, make sure you ask the right questions, and all of your queries are answered right here. Right. So, go ahead, do that. So meanwhile, Sudhir, Preetam, if you can just walk us through if you have something to deliver.
No, I mean, thanks for hosting this session. I think we have already covered the introductory sessions where I covered some of the key points that the participants need to keep in mind to be successful and have a high chance of getting selected. The big emphasis we would like to put on is that this is Informatica sponsored hackathon. Of course, we want you to come up with your ideas, your innovations, but make sure that you leverage Informatica services, which is very much important as one of the key criteria to be successful in this hackathon. So our team, the list of mentors, I think we have shared. Shakti, I'm not sure if the mentors are updated in the web page, but we have almost like more than 25 to 26 experts, product guys who are there to help you. There are also some tech sales solution consultants as well, seasoned. Most of them are with 15, 20 years of work experience with Informatica tools. And of course, they have the industry expertise as well. So please feel free to connect with them. They will be able to guide you one-on-one, mentoring and all. And yeah, I mean, obviously reach out to us. Sudhir, who leads the technical marketing at Informatica, he had done some amazing sessions with all of you with partnering with the product management team. So if you have any challenges, hiccups, yeah, feel free to reach out to us. But make sure that you go through all the documentations, and we are here to troubleshoot if you have any kind of issues and challenges. So yeah, wish everyone all the best, and feel free to use this forum to ask us any questions. Okay.
Great. Thank you so much, Preetam, for adding up to that. Sudhir, if you want to add up something.
Yeah. So, like Preetham mentioned, we have pretty much detailed regarding the IDMC services and product in the Hack to Skill website under the resources section. So, we highly recommend you to go to the workshop so that you at least have a good idea on what can be built or sorry, how you can integrate different IDMC services together. So it is really important for you to understand the IDMC architecture before you even build a prototype using IDMC platform. So I suggest you go through the workshop, you'll have a very detailed idea on what is there, what is available in the platform. Additionally, you can also explore the platform using the free trial, and you also can build your prototype using the same free trial.
Thank you so much, Sudhir, for adding up to that. So let's just open up the stage. We've got a couple of questions coming in. I can see a few. And if Preetam, Sudhir, you guys can help us answering to those. So I'll pick and choose a couple of ones there. So maybe Sudhir, Preetam, we can go ahead with the Deblina's one. I'll just flash it on the screen. So she's facing difficulties in one, installing IDMC secure agent, two, while registering for the Gemini AI, facing issues with permissions, showing errors as permission denied, and three, activations in Snowflake. So, would you like to take that up, or maybe Preetam?
Yeah, Sudhir, can you just show some that?
Yeah,
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 I
sure. Yeah.
yeah.
So when coming to the installation of secure agent, I guess you're trying to install your secure agent in either Windows or in Linux environment. So it can be your local machine where you're trying to install secure agent. And I hope you have enough permissions on your C drive, because you need to have at least permissions on your C drive where you're trying to install the secure agent, because it will install an exe file and an application all in your local machine where you're trying to install. So I assume you have already checked that, like you have enough permissions on that. And more importantly, just now Hack to Skill has pinged a documentation link. You can select this as pretty detailed step by step, like how you can install and secure it. So you can go through this link. This link will highlight how you can install your secure agent either in your Linux machine or else in your Windows machine, and step by step basis. Like click on the download file and then double click on that file, and then once you double click on that file, it will install some installers, pre-installers, and then it will ask you for the IDMC login. So all the steps are already present in this particular documentation link. So you can go through this documentation link uh, if you're having any issues with your secure agent, or if you want to download a secure agent. And for any reason, if you're unable to delete the already installed file which has some problems, kindly restart your machines or laptop so that it will allow you to delete the files in your C drive. And second thing is, while registering for Gemini, facing issues with permission, showing error as permission denied. So Google Gemini has an restriction, so it doesn't allow you to register using your organization email IDs, I guess. So you have to go with your own personal email ID. So you must be having your Gmails, so you can just try using your Gmails and register for the Gemini. And once you register, you'll be seeing the API for the Gemini, and you can use that particular API in your cloud application integration whenever you're using recipes or whatever it is. And third is activation in Snowflake. So I'm not sure what exact error you're facing, but activation. So, but if you've have seen there's a link in documentation also, which help you understand how you can download, how you can register for your Snowflake account, and how you can activate your Snowflake account. It's simple. Just need to give your personal or organizational email ID, select the type of trial you want to, select the cloud platform, and then register for the Snowflake trial. So it will have a validity of 30 days. So kindly plan, if you're using your Snowflake trial also for your prototype, you might run out of your validation dates. So make sure like you have a backup or something like that in order to reuse a Snowflake, in order to use a Snowflake trial with your IDMC for your prototypes. So all you need to do is register for your Snowflake trial. You'll be getting all the details in your personal email ID. And since Snowflake is hosted on cloud, all you need to do is you need to create a connection of type Snowflake Data Cloud in IDMC and pass this information of your Snowflake account in IDMC. And that's it. Your IDMC is connected to Snowflake. You do not need to whitelist, or you do not need to perform any additional activity to connect your IDMC with Snowflake. I hope that answers your question, Debolina.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sudhir, for answering that question right there. Deblina, if you have a follow-up question, please feel free to post it across in the comment section. We would be more than happy to pick it up. Okay. So coming to the next question, it's from Bindur. It's related to somewhere around solutioning about the problem statement or the theme of it. So he has asked very simple question: are we allowed to submit healthcare related?
Yeah, I mean, I can take up this question and Sudhir can feel free to chime in. Yeah, as far as the use case is concerned, so we wanted to keep it a little broader, but it has to be focused on the integration for Gen AI. So if you're using any healthcare apps like chatbots you're creating in healthcare, for example, for patient care, and you're doing integration to to build that chatbot, or to make sure that you're improving the overall responses of the chatbot. So, and we have the services there. We the data integration, the cloud app integration services, which can help you in integrating and also orchestrating the applications there. So yeah, I mean there is no limitation. You can do any industry. Okay, that doesn't matter.
Great, thanks for adding that up. I hope that answers to your question and you're working accordingly. So integration of Gen AI and AI applications is very important for us in terms of solutioning piece of it. So walk yourself through the problem statement theme again, so for better understanding. And thanks, Preetam, for adding that up. Also, let's quickly move forward with the other questions. So we've got one from Manish. So Manisha asking, when we are talking about no code platforms, do you mean we should come up with the solution about the no code tools, or that we have to use such tools for the solutioning part?
Okay, so I'll just chime in here, and then Sudhir can get more from the technical side, if he wants to add in here. So no code tools, Informatica Data Management Cloud, which is a platform, and you have all the four services that we have provisioned in the trial: the cloud data integration, the cloud app integration, cloud data quality, and also the cloud data ingestion and replications. So one, cloud data ingestion and replications is a data ingestion service where you can ingest the data from a different sources. So whatever data sources you are using, okay, whether you're from moving from Oracle and you're getting into a Snowflake, so you use ingestion and you do use cloud data integration for doing the transformation. It comes with various templates and transformation options as well. And also then you have the application integration, which helps in the orchestrating the data pipeline flows. Now all the tools here are all they're not code based. They are all no code, I mean no code low code tool GUI based interface here. So you don't have to use I mean, you have to get familiarized with Informatica's data management tool, which will be, I mean, if you are a coder, or you're using any hand coding tools, it should be pretty straightforward. But having said that, if you're not familiar with it, use this time to get trained. I mean, the documentation that Sudhir had shared, which is there in the link, would help you in getting used to it. So download the trial, download the secure agent, and start playing around with it. So that's what we mean that low code, no code. Informatica tools are low code, no code tools. They're all GUI based. There's no hand coding that is required to use these tools. Anything, Sudhir, you want to add on? Okay.
No, Pritham, you pretty much covered. So all it needs is like you need to use IDMC platform to build your prototype. So that is the end-to-end thing that we like to uh, remind you every time. So we are expecting you to build your prototype or build your business scenario solutions using IDMC platform. And if you're integrating some third-party tools with IDMC, that's well and good. But we're expecting the majority portion of your business use case is solved using your IDMC platform. It can be any of your services that we discussed earlier. It can be application integration, data quality, data integration, CDIR. So the more amount of IDMC platform users you do, the more amount of weightage you get in your solution for yeah. I mean for categorizing as a selection, it could be a good selection criteria if you're using maximum of your IDMC for your solution part.
Sure. Thank you so much, Preetam. Thanks, Sudhir, for adding up the answer to the question itself. So I request everyone, if you have any questions regarding anything about this hackathon, right, so far, maybe from IDMC perspective or hackathon perspective, feel free to post them in the comment box. We will be more than happy to answer those questions to you. So, Preetam, I'd like to push across one question that has come across to our us earlier during the form submissions. So one of the participant is asking about that he's trying to actually integrate his project using IDMC, and is asking for where and how can they get access to the APIs for integration. Yep. So I did not actually get that question, but if you get it, Sudhir or Preetam, if you can help us answer that.
Yeah. So if you're using your platform, IDMC platform for integration, well and good. But I mean, like for APIs. So we're expect. So if you want to integrate using some third-party APIs, so it's up to you. Like you can get your own APIs. We do not. Informatica is not providing you any API. So if you're trying to integrate some third-party platforms, we expect you to bring your own licenses. So every platform has a free trial, right? So you can register. So the same has been demonstrated in the workshop. So like you can see, we have asked you to register for the Salesforce developer account, and developer account has comes with like in 30 days free trials, and we showed you like how you can integrate Salesforce with IDMC. So something like an API that happens through an API, right? So you're integrating Salesforce into IDMC and talking to each other, and you're doing the extraction and loading and data integration part and everything. So similarly, if you have any plan of using any APIs, so we expect you to bring your own APIs. Informatica doesn't provide you with any sample APIs or anything. But your platform is but the IDMC trial platform is enough enabled to help you connect to many different types of connectors.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sudhir. I believe we can share this post the AMA session with the right participants. Okay, so moving on to the question, before I pick up any other question from the list, form responses, I'd like to pull across questions from the chat. So Sujit has asked one question. So he is seeking help as all his runtime environment services are not up to and running. So Sujit, if you can add more to that question, or maybe Sudhir, if you can get the gist out of this, if you can help us answer.
Sure. I hope everyone can see my screen.
We can see your screen now.
Okay. Yeah. So once you register for your IDMC trial and you go to your administrator, you may know like you have an option to download the secure agent and set up your secure agent, right? So once your secure agent is set up in your local desktop or Linux machine anywhere, so this is how it will look like. So if you can see, I installed this secure agent in two of my machines. So one my laptop and one my colleague's laptop. So you can see like two secure agents are listed in this particular IDMC environment. And you can select this is my machine name because it picks up the machine name, the host name, and it lists you out here. And once the machine and the secure agent comes up here, so not all services are enabled by default. So you see like this is a secure agent, right? If you click on the three dots, you can see like there are many number of options like to delete the secure agent and do a fresh installation, or set up your own permissions, environment properties. But there's a particular option called enable or disable services and connectors. So if you click on this, you can see like these are the different services that are offered in this free trial: data quality, data masking, some industry solutions, integration, mass ingestion, replication, application integration, and all. So by default only couple of services are enabled for you, like data integration and all, and rest of them are like open for you to for your enablement. If you are willing to use application integration in your use case or in your business scenario, all you need to do is like simply enable this application integration and click OK. So what this will do is like this will enable the application integration service for you, and now you're good to use a cloud application integration service in IDMC. So the same way goes for connectors. So not all connectors are enabled by default for you. This is for own benefit, because enabling so many services will consume so many the will consume a higher memory to run in your local machine, right? So it would be always best to make sure like you enable only what is needed for you. So now I enabled saying like a couple of FTPs, Adobe, and Amazon. So I enable what all I need, and there are already couple of default connectors which are already enabled. So you can just search in for your connectors. Once you search for your connectors in your search box, you can see like it will list out all the appropriate connectors that are available for that particular cloud ecosystem. So when I search for Snowflake, I can see like I have two connectors: Snowflake Data Cloud and Snowflake Cloud Data Warehouse. So I enabled Snowflake Data Cloud and click OK. So what it will do is like it will quickly enable the connector for you, and all you need to do is like uh, go to the connectors, click on the new connector, and from the drop down, you will be able to see the new connector now enabled for you, the Snowflake data cloud. So this is how you enable connectors, and this is how you enable additional services for your IDMC platform. Hope this answers the question.
That truly does. Thank you so much, Sudhir. I hope that answers to your question, Sujit. And if you have a follow-up questions to that, please feel free to post it in the comment box. So,
And more importantly, one last thing. So suppose if you have already enabled the service, for some reason the services go down, you can always go to the secure agent installation path and you can view the logs. But normally this only happens if you do not have enough memory or enough RAM in your local machine when you're trying to run this. So we expect you to have an enough memory in your local machine, something, because the default nowadays the default comes around like 8 GB RAMs, right? So you can have some 8 GB or more RAM in your virtual memory in your laptop to have an a secure, to have your secure agent running without any issues.
great. Thank you so much, Sudhir, for adding up to that. I'll pull up one quick question that is more regarding to solutioning piece of it and idea submission related. So it's like the individual has asked, can we start working on our prototypes, or do we require just the idea submission or a full-fledged solution working model for the ideas that we have, and can we start working from now onwards before the idea submission shortlisting take place? Also, can we propose a solution that we have already built for some other hackathon? Preetam, if you'd like to answer that.
Yeah, so I mean, could you just repeat the question? Like, is they're asking like whether they can start for the ideation stage? We don't need the prototype, right?
Yeah.
Sir, can you go on mute? Yes, sir. Thanks. So for the idea submission stage, we don't need the prototype. Once your idea gets shortlisted, then you start building on the prototype. But I mean, it depends. Like, I mean, you can start building on the prototype, but there is no guarantee that whether the idea would be submitted or not. Again, if you are very pretty confident, then I think, yeah, please go ahead. Again, I mean, we will obviously select the best ideas. As I said before, criteria is like how you are incorporating the Informatica services. Even if you are like that is what is differentiate you from others. No matter how great your idea is, but you're using some, like you have done something from your previous hackathon, but in the previous hackathon I'm sure you would have not used Informatica. If you have used Informatica, then go ahead and use it, okay? But if you are using it from like last year's hackathon, which we did, and then you're using it, then we will not accept that for sure. I hope it answers the question, Shakti.
Yeah, it does. It certainly does. So thank you so much, Pritham, for adding up those comments there. So I'll pull up another question for you. So here's the question on the screen. So what if I implement the data integration part using IDMC, but the final consumption happens through a different app? So it's regarding the solution piece of it. Pritham, Sudhir, if you want to add comments to that.
So did you
Yeah,
want to take it? Okay.
yeah, yeah, Pritam. I'll add a few details on this, but you can chime in and add more. So how this happens is that, so you're using the data integration part, right? So normally when you're doing a data integration part, it's just not about integrating or ingesting your data from a source to target, because that doesn't enough qualify your use case to be selected uh, for the next level. So what we are expecting is, if you are doing, and it is not bound to use all services, but if you're using only data integration, we expect you to use a full-fledged functionality of the data integration platform, because our data integration platform is much more than just ingesting your data. So we have many different transformations. If you have seen, we have Python transformations, we have hierarchy transformations in our platform, and more importantly, we have data quality transformations, and and on top of this, we also support Cortex AI for Snowflake. We support GenAI functions for Databricks. If you have heard Cortex, I guess that's a really good use case. So we are very good in SQL ELT part. So you can use Cortex AI using SQL ELT part. So all these kind of use cases or functionalities, right? This is what uh, add and weightage on your use cases. So if you are only using data integration part platform apart, so the best chance to make sure like your idea is picked to make sure like you're using data integration just not for transforming or loading the data, rather at higher level show more use cases of data integration as part of your solution. But we expect you to use our in-house products because we have a cloud application integration. So instead of using or consuming the data into some different app or something using outside third-party tools, so we better ask you to come up with solutions for cloud application integration using cloud application integration, so that could add more weightage to your idea.
Yeah, I mean,
Thank,
to add on, we have also added, like as Sudhir was mentioning, we have added a lot of new connectivities to our to cloud data integration. So as you was mentioning, Cortex, DBRX, these are all been supported. And if you're using Snowflake and you have your environment, then you can easily use our SQL ELT functions to do the transformations there. Okay, within the Snowflake environment there. And for consumption part, yeah, I mean, see, cloud app integration, we would prefer you use cloud app integration there as a for consuming any of the applications there in CI.
thanks, Sudhir. Thanks, Preetam, for adding up to it. So, if any other follow question is there on Kern, please feel free to drop it there in the comment box. We'll quickly move forward with another question from Manish. Is there a way to integrate platform networking, so networking platforms like WhatsApp with Informatica? Sudhir, Preetam?
Yeah, let Sudhir chime in on this part, I would say.
Yeah, I mean, we don't have any integrations for WhatsApp, but we have something for Marketo and all these things. Salesforce, marketing app, CRMs, and all these things are available as part of connectors, but we do not have WhatsApp as an integration platform with Informatica.
So, just adding up, refining to that question, do we have feasibility to add up any networking platform? So, not just particularly WhatsApp.
What networking platform?
So we have API enablement. So if you have an API for a networking platform, you can use our application integration to connect to that platform. But uh, to be precise, we do not have any connectivity for WhatsApp or any networking platform. But if you have any API, then you can use our web API and all these things, web services, to connect to your networking platforms.
Sure. Thank you so much, Sudhir. Thanks for adding up to it. Okay, so I'll pull up another question. Does Informatica also have support for MLDL pipelines with image support like that of GCP? Sudhir, if you want to jump in.
What is MLDL? Machine learning, right? And what's a
Yeah,
DL?
deep learning.
Deep learning. Okay. Do Informa also support machine pipelines? No, we do not have any for image support. We have real time, we have application all, but we do not have any image support right away, right now. So suppose you have an image in form of an binary, so we are good to you're good to use that, but as an image, Informatica cannot support or ingest the data. So normally, if you are ever like a few applications normally store an image or an kind of a file in binary formats. Not everyone, but few of them. So those binary formats you can use you can use as part of your transformations from source to target and all. But as a direct image, there's no possibility to do that.
Understood. Thank you so much, Sudhir, for adding up to that comment. I hope, Manish, that answers to your question. But in case you have any further questions, anyone, please feel free to drop those in the comment box. And post the session also, if you have any questions, you can reach out to us using our official support email. So that is there, and also you can join us on the Discord group, and we will be more than happy to answer to any questions that you may have, and push it across to maybe Sudhir and Preetam can get those answered for you, right? But I don't see any further questions on in the comment box, Preetam, Sudhir. So if you want to add up anything to it, or maybe we can proceed further. No.
No, nothing from us, my side. Like, I mean, I'm sure there will be a lot of questions that is coming up, so that will be mainly from when you're building the prototype stage, and that's
Mhm.
where the mentors are there. They are the product guys who are expert in their respective products. So I think, yeah, keep engaging with them. If you have any roadblocks with the product, we will definitely try to help you. But yeah, make sure that your idea is strong enough, and when you're submitting the idea, try to incorporate. Look at some of our demos there. I think we have shared the demo central. There are a lot of resources that we have already shared the documentation. I mean, there are many use cases which are there in our platforms as well. Go to as a reference one. I mean, just to get yourself familiarized if you're new to Informatica. So yeah, that will be my tips to all the participants.
Great. Thank you so much, Preetam, for adding up those words there. Before we close up on the call, we've got just one question from Ankan. So, does IDMC have any browser-based app or only the desktop ones? Will be suitable to
So it's a
use memory systems? Yeah.
Yeah, it's an browser based only. So all we the reason for the installation is like if you want to connect to your system, local system, files placed in your local system, then you need a secure agent. If you want to test your data quality rules, then you need a secure agent, right? So that is what we meant by an desktop one. But ideally, IDMC is an cloud hosted, and it's not like an installing something in your desktop and all. So it's neither medium to run, right? Like you need to install something, right? So that is how it is. So IDMC is an cloud based platform. So once you register, you'll be getting an URL which is all cloud hosted and all. But while integrating, or if you want to read some flat files, if you want to run some test cases on your rules and all these things, then you need an resource to run, right? So that is why you need an secure agent.
Got it. Thank you so
And
much,
if
Sudeep.
you have an enterprise system, IDMC also provides you a cloud secure agent where you need not even install your secure agent in your local machine, but that only comes with an enterprise version. Now, because this is an hackathon, we are giving you a free trial version, and free trial version doesn't come with an cloud hosted secure agent. Rather, you have to install your own secure agent.
Thank you so much, Sudhir, for answering to that question. I hope all of your questions are answered, and if you still have any questions, my team member has dropped in the email through which you can reach out to us with any questions that you may have, or you can join us on Discord. We will be more than happy to answer any questions that come across to our table and push it across to maybe Preetam and Sudhir and get those answered to you. But for now, thank you so much, everyone, for joining us. Thank you so much, Sudhir. Thank you so much, Preetam, for hopping onto this call and taking out your valuable time and answering to those questions right there.
Thanks,
Thank
thanks,
you.
Shakti. Thanks, Sudhir.
Thank you so much. Have a good day. Thank you so much, everyone. Make sure you do the right submission before 9th of Feb, right? And make sure you're aligned to it. We're really excited to see a lot of innovative solutions coming to our plate. So go ahead and make a submission. Thank you so much.